Alright, so what we need here, we need a cleaner, we need a mastermind, and we need a enforcer, and we need I forget the getaway driver. Alright, Nick, you're gonna be our enforcer, and I'll be the driver. We don't have two other people though, so it kinda doesn't work. Anyways, we're setting up our heist for our payday. Yeah, so you get it?
Wah, wah.
God, shut up. Oh, God. I mean, I'm kind of surprised we haven't had a game like this. Well, I guess we had Payday 1, but we haven't had games like this before where they were just like, you like robbing banks? Here's robbing banks. It's just like one of those things where, I don't know.
It's just so simple of an idea, but it just works.
It sort of. Let's say it sort of works. We're talking about Payday 2, the sequel to Payday the Heist, which I don't think any of us played, because wasn't that a PC exclusive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, because, I don't recall even ever seeing any commercials for it on TV or anything like that, so I think some of the videos from previous Payday, I think those were just PC exclusive.
I want to say it was. I have with me, of course, Nicky G, who has also played some Payday 2. Yeah, us two people who would not last 2 seconds in an actual bank robbery. I'm gonna be honest with you, Nick. I would be on the ground in the fetal fucking position going, oh God! You're like, get on the ground, okay! Not you dumbass! Oh, sorry, I'm new to this. I'm new. Like, it would be a pathetic thing seeing me fucking rob a bank. I would literally, you heard those stories about those guys that had to, go up to the counter and be like, I'm robbing the bank. That'd be me.
See, yeah, I wouldn't even get out of the freaking car. I'd just be like, I have something else I gotta do. I'll just drop you off and pick you guys up later.
Dude, especially if they went down on how if bank robberies went down the way they do in Payday 2, holy shit, no one would ever rob banks. Literally, if you rob a bank and all of a sudden cops would just come rushing in and start shooting you with no regards for civilians, they don't give a fuck. And that's kind of one of my, that's kind of a big problem I have with this game. Yeah, people, when you play this game, you're thinking, oh, it's gonna be like Point Break or something, or like, where, you get in a bank and you're like, I got hostages, and the cops try to talk to you while you're trying to get all the money you can and then escape through the back door or something. No. In the Payday universe, people, you go rob a bank, and you know what happens? The cops show up. No matter what you do, I don't know, did you ever figure out how to not get the cops?
Well, a lot of it is really, if you don't want to get the cops, you gotta be very stealthy. You gotta be very, very tactical about what you want to do. Sometimes you gotta, destroy the cameras so, they can't record anything. Sometimes you gotta, hold up the security guards.
Uh-huh.
But for the most part, that's just very hard in itself to go through all that and keep all the, any hostages or pedestrians that are walking by, keeping them quiet, staying down from calling the cops.
Oh, okay, so there is a way. Because everything I've experienced was, okay, get on the ground. Someone's calling the cops. Or let's try to get the money as quick as we can. Okay, now there's an army of endless cops. And you just get in this big old shootout. But like I was saying before, when the cops show up, it's not like they do the whole normal bank heist thing where they're all standing outside with their guns pointing at the door like, send out hostages or whatever. No, they're like, shoot them! Kill them all! Kill them all! And then you got the retarded ass civilians who are like, I'm not tied up, so I'm gonna stand up because your back is turned.
Especially even when you're outside these banks or buildings, when there's a gunfight going on in public, there are just pedestrians walking around like nothing is going on.
It's so sad. It's ridiculous. I accidentally shot so many civilians because I'm being a shootout with the cops and the civilian stands the fuck up and I was like, there goes $2,000. There goes $2,000. I do also have to say though, basically, first of all, we would normally be talking about the story, people, but this game has no fucking story. you have like this guy called Bane who's trying to give you instructions like, okay, now we're gonna have to go do that, and like it means nothing. It really it's just the same 4 different heists basically. You get a jewelry heist where you get to do jewelry. You get a bank heist which varies in what you do. Either you have to break into deposit boxes or break into the vault and get cash. You have what else? You got
art museum.
Art museum. You get a nightclub. Okay, so there's way more than 4, but still, they kind of vary. You get one where you're in a mall just destroying shit. To my knowledge, there was adoption ones, but I never actually got the option to play that one. And then there's also, they also do some coke runs and stuff like that. Because they do by days, so the more days you get in, the harder they get and different missions you get. I honestly was not going to play till day like 16 or whatever because that's ridiculous. But they do this horrible leveling up system, Nick, which you probably did, where you get money from the heist, but you get a choice: spend money on leveling up or spend money on guns. And the guns aren't cheap; they're like, some of these guns are ridiculous. You're like, oh yeah, $28,000 for an assault rifle. I'm like, what the fuck is in it? Is it made of gold? I understand assault rifles aren't the cheapest thing, but $28,000? What the fuck are you putting in it?
The bullets better kill all the cops, otherwise it's just worthless.
I damn near creamed myself when I finally got an AK, which was better than the fucking gun. The gun they start you out with, people, sucks ass. It's literally like the worst you run out of ammo quick as hell. Also, this game, you might have noticed, Nick, is impossible to play with the AI.
Yeah, I felt they've had some use of it. I mean, I think the only thing they're good for is rezzing. Sometimes, if you're playing, especially if you're playing online, but you don't have enough people to do a full party, you might have one guy, and he might be able to res a lot, but playing by yourself they're pretty fucking useless.
Well, yeah, you know what pisses me off about this? With those guys is, okay, so you're doing, like, say, the easiest mission, and I'm putting this in Cody fingers because there's no fucking way that's easy. I was, like, sweating at the end of this. God damn, it's a jewelry heist one, and so I break into the jewelry heist and do all that fun stuff, and, basically I'm gathering all the jewels, and then I throw down the bags, but they don't pick up the bags. So it would be a lot easier if the other, 3 guys with me would pick up the bags, we all throw in the van, get the fuck out. No, I gotta take each individual bags while these guys literally will sometimes just fucking stand there. They just stand there. I'm just like, the only thing you do is revive me. You don't even shoot at the cops. Which does no point at all is killing cops because there's an infinite amount of them. So basically you just shoot near them unless they're boxing you in to kill them. But playing online, that's the only way to play. It's the only way to actually do this game, because without it, you're just having an unfun time. But, Nick, you played this on, the PlayStation 3, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You've probably noticed this, too. For the first week, you couldn't play online. Or at least I couldn't. I mean, it varied from person to person from what I got, but for the first week of this game, I could not play online. It wasn't until about this week, towards the end of this week, when I was waiting for the better games to come out, I literally, eventually they had a patch, because what it kept doing to me was saying, like, oh, this lobby's already full. I'm like, no, it's not. There's 2 fucking people in it. And I'd click one with 1 guy on it. I was like, there's no way this is filling up. Any match I chose, it was just full. And I could not join. So, yeah, that was a big problem with me for a purely multiplayer-based game. That was kind of a problem. When you do get online with people, it's kind of cool, because if you capture people, like if you tie up civilians and one of your guys gets hauled off to jail, you do this weirdly weird thing where you're like, I'll give you a civilian, give me my guy with his guns back, and spawn him exactly where he was at. What was your problem? Do you have any problems or glories about this game, Nick?
Well, I mean, glories, I guess. I mean, some of the plot, for what plot there was, it was kind of, and I thought it was not fun. Like, sometimes if you would steal the art from the art museum, you'd have to go into some abandoned area and actually deliver it to a helicopter. And sometimes depending on how you did that mission beforehand, so if you kind of went, balls to the walls crazy and just started killing everyone, then you're more likely to get ambushed by cops, and sometimes it's just freaking crazy. I mean, but there's one thing about this game is when you first start in, God, it knows how to make you feel like a noob.
Oh, God.
Cause you come in as level 1, and of course, and there's like people out there like above level 60, and it's like, do you even know what the level cap was?
Oh, I have no idea. I saw people really fucking high up. I saw people like 60s and stuff like you were saying. I don't know what the level cap was. I do know you mentioned that. I got kicked a lot because I was like a level 6 and I just joined a random match, of course. And I'd get up to these, I got up to these these random matches, and they'd be like 45, 50, 60, and they'd just kick me because I'd be fucking useless. I'd get in their match of really hard, and I just like go in there, get down immediately, and then all of a sudden, you've been kicked. I'm like, oh.
Well, I mean, I think it's one of those things too where it's like, well, I mean, then again, they do give you the option to only invite your friends, but it's kind of like, I'd be pissed if I was, doing this thing full, sneaky and just, I was almost done and just some noob comes in and just starts shooting everyone when I was so close to just getting away with it.
I was a noob, I'm not gonna lie. But it is good though if you get in one of those matches with those high level people and it was a hard mission that you normally wouldn't be able to do at your level. You level up an asshole and you get a buttload of money, so it really kind of evens it out where you join these matches with these guys and you get lucky and all of a sudden you're like, boop, boop, and you're just like, yeah! It's kind of cool because you get these, depending on who you pick, is like Enforcer, Mastermind, Stealth Guy, or Technician, you get these packs. And you only get one, or I guess you could level up to get more, but I picked Mastermind. Who would you pick?
Technician.
Technician. Yeah, with the Mastermind you throw down the health pack, which, people can use to heal themselves, which helps out. I don't know why I felt the need to explain what the fuck a health pack was. But the Enforcer throws down ammo and so on and so forth. What I did notice, though, is at the end of each mission they give you a unlock. You unlock with these 3 cards. It's randomized. I got dicked over. Like, literally fucked over. Okay, so everyone else on my team would get a gun or ammo or a mod or something. I would get colors. Colors that mean nothing. They're like, you got colors. What the fuck does colors do for me? I got one new mask. Out of all the shit I unlocked, I got one mask. I didn't earn dick. This game had a vendetta against me. They're like, here's some colors. Yeah. It's not like my guy had a different suit on it or something. I never even got enough notoriety to unlock the Kevlar vest or anything. It just, it drives me. This game had something against me, and so I have something against it.
Yeah, because I mean, usually you get those colors, you could change your masks and all that stuff, and God, so you're probably just in there with the freaking rainbow, while everyone else is just in there with a bunch of guns and money and.
Oh no! It literally, when I'm still using like the freaking, I got annoyed towards the end. I'm not gonna lie, I got annoyed towards the end of playing this game where I started trolling them. I'm not gonna lie, I did start killing civilians just to see if I can get kicked. I'd be like just in there just like, everyone gets mowed down. And then sometimes I would get kicked, other times they would not notice. They would not notice me. Like, they wouldn't care, I guess. And I don't know if maybe it did not affect them at all. I don't know. But I did kill a lot of civilians and I did lose a lot of money. And I got to this point in this game, Nick, where fuck it. I don't care anymore. I'm just done. This game, you basically, especially on day one, the first area, you don't get to do a lot. They basically want you to repeat a lot of the same missions, and that is not fun to me. Playing online with random people is not fun. And for some reason, since I could not adjust to where I would always get on these matches with these people who do not speak English. Like, apparently this game is huge in other countries. Because I would get in these matches where, like, they'd just be speaking I don't know, I'm gonna be insensitive here, some burger booga fucking beer, some Simlish language. I couldn't even identify it as Spanish. It wasn't like Spanish or something, or like German, something I'd recognize. It was something I didn't even know what the fuck was going on. I'm like, and it's not like they would just like, it would be like one or here. They would be having whole conversations. And I'd be just sitting there like, fuck me, I don't have a mic to be like, America, motherfucker, and just like run up. I didn't have that option. Oh,
I mean, that being said, what was your type of play style? Were you the guy that try to, play smart and stealthy, or just run in balls to the walls?
I would basically do your typical, like, the town thing where I would say it was a bank. I would just run in there, put on my mask, everybody on the ground! Everybody! And I just run up to everybody, point my gun to the ground, and then, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, if someone got up again, I would shoot them. I'd be like, no, I said on the ground! And just like, you stay on the fucking ground! And I would be screaming, since I don't have a mic, I'd be screaming myself, just like, get on the ground! And then, I'd go over, and you have this, I never unlocked enough of these special things, get like the TNT, or the claymores, or anything like that, so I had that shitty fucking drill to try to get through a vault, and that takes like an hour. It's like 160 seconds, and that is a really long time.
And it constantly breaks down.
Oh yeah, every 2 seconds, it gets like 20 seconds broken, 20 seconds broken. I'm like, God damn it, I can't babysit this fucking thing. Why don't we invest some of our money into getting some goodness? And last thing I gotta complain about with this game is the goddamn, you earn all this money off of doing these jobs, and 95% of it goes to the offshore account. I'm like, fuck you! You lied to me. You said that was a $300,000 thing, and when your weapons cost $28,000 a piece, and you're giving me $6,000? Fuck you. God. I don't know. Anything else you want to add to this game, praising or not? I kind of went through a lot of my shit that I had a problem with.
No, I mean, not really much. I mean, I was more of the... I tried to play it tactically. I tried to be good at stealth as far as I can, but I was never really able to. Because I'd always hit some complication, then I'd just go pretty much crazy for the most part.
Just fuck it, if I can't get to the store, no one left.
But I try not to kill the civilians, but there's times they have gotten up, and it's just like, God damn it.
Yeah, I agree with you. It did turn to this point where Nick, I was surprised in my game that I didn't get the fucking National Guard called against me. I mean, I ended up killing so many. There was some missions where me and my random human being partners, we were in a bank vault, and they decided, because I wasn't going to leave without them, they decided they needed to open every single deposit box, and that takes a while. So there was literally, if the bodies would stay, they would be stacking up to the ceiling, and I'm just like, one, you think these cops would learn? Two, how are we not just, how come they don't just send in the National Guard by now? And how many cops does this fucking place have? I think I emptied it. They're calling cops from other places by now. I understand if you play this game tactically, it'd probably be a hell of a lot of fun. Or play with friends, it'd also probably be a lot of fun. But as it sits right there, I'm just like, I really think it's a buggy game, and they should have really spent some time. And, I don't want to have to try to play stealthy. I should be able to fill up my fantasy. I don't really have actual fantasy of robbing banks, but my movie fantasy of, where you see those bank robbery missions, shit goes south, and you gotta try to have the cops negotiate with you. And I kind of want my own crime heist movie type thing going on.
I mean, especially like that, because, I mean, even when you have hostages, the cops might come in sometimes. I mean, the hostages kind of simple. I mean, besides, getting your guy back. Mm-hmm. It's like, when there's a hostage room and you're kind of over the hostages, there'll be less cops that come in that area. But for the most part, the cops just don't give a shit. They'll just flood the building.
You're right. They really fucking don't. Even if they don't come into the building, they'll just shoot at you. And you're just like, dude, do you not care if I just started popping off civilians? I mean, it was really big flaw in the game that really, I was like, I knew nothing about this game except for your robbing banks in first person, and it was mostly an online game. But I did not realize that the game was just going to be like, motherfucker, the cops are here, it's a first person shooter now that's really hard, because you don't have regenerating health or anything, and the cops will take your ass out. And why they never go after the goddamn guy in the van always amazed me. He'll just park right where the cops are, and we're throwing money into it. You think that one of them would be like, this guy's with him. He's with him. And also, I would have also loved to have if one guy actually got to be the getaway driver. and all he does is sit there, and maybe he has to, drive around the block and wait for your teammate to be like, we're ready, and then throw the money in, jump in the van, then you got to do this getaway drive. Anything else you want to add before we give our final ratings?
Like I say, for a game about a bank heist, especially when you have the option to play with AI, it's kind of going back on what we said, but, they should really think about letting your AI actually pick up a bag, for Christ's sake.
Be fucking useful.
When you're just sprinting across the street when there's like 100 cops shooting at you, trying to put it in a bag and have to run back, it's just fucking impossible.
It was damn near impossible, especially when you get to the point where they have snipers and shit, and you're just trying to sprint to oh god, throw the bag in, alright, oh god, it's just ridiculous. What would you rate this, Nicky G?
I'd probably just give it a C.
C?
It's good, it's just, it kills time, it's fun that way.
This game was pretty fucking flawed, so I'm really gonna go with, God, it didn't piss me off, so I can't give it an F, but it will be a low fucking D-. It's a D-. This was pathetic. This really was one of those games that just ended up pissing me off. If you give us your thoughts on this game by going to bloodyscreen.weebly.com, put it in the comment section of this review. That's it, everybody. Good night.